Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, you are the co-host now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, on behalf of Aryabhata Sahodya, I welcome all the participants. Here with us is once more our SHIBU sir. We are now ready for the training. So, requesting you, sir, to please start. Please start the training.
Begin, sir.
Yeah, you can start, please. SHIBU sir,
Yes, sir.
you can now start. Please start
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, one and all. On behalf of Aryabhata Sahodaya, I welcome everybody to this session. We'll be reflecting upon the topic called emotional well-being on value education. You know what is emotional well-being and value education? Two concepts will be reflecting upon how these two concepts are integrated each other and how does it helps or affects in our daily lives. So, dear teachers, in this evening, it's a Sunday. Of course, all must be busy busy in our personal works. Still, all of you are joined, and uh, what is emotional well-being? What is emotion and what is well-being? Two concepts again we see in the same phrase, emotional well-being. What is emotion? It's a feeling. We say I have a feeling or emotion. I understand somebody's feelings. I understand somebody's pain. I understand somebody's sadness. I understand somebody's happiness. And we understand very easily how in which feeling the others have, right? So one among those feelings that we can say it's an emotional feeling, also one among those feelings which makes a person to understand others. And every teacher is an emotional being. Every teacher is an emotional being. So when we think about emotion, the students, those who sit in the class, the students, those who are may not be doing the homeworks, the students, those who are doing naughtiness, the students, those who are obeying us, the students, those who are overactive, proactive in the class, the students, those who are active in the class, and the students, those who are inactive in the class. This all students feeling we understand when we enter into the classroom. Then how comes this, how this emotional well-beings are interconnected? That's what we'll be reflecting today. See, a emotion, a kind of approach that we have, respect. Suppose everybody respect, expect respect from others. For example, when the teachers enter inside the classroom, we expect all students should get up and say or address the teachers by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as per the time we expect. And suppose you imagine all students got up and a child, except one child, everybody got up and one child was sitting in the class. What approach we will have towards that child? We may ask, why have you not got up? some teachers, we may counsel the child, okay, beta, suppose teachers come inside or elders come inside, we need to get up and respect. Getting up and wishing is a kind of respect. And some of us may react towards that. We may react. Why have we not got up? A kind of, over aggression can take place. So, kind of respect everybody expects. See here, in the screen, you will be see many words. Many words you are seeing here. One is acceptance, freedom, compassion, dream, lead, listen, community, responsible, creativity, reliable, risk-taking, family, grace, laughter, wisdom, understanding. Many words we see. All these words are connected with values. All these verses are connected with values. Suppose if I think as a teacher, if I take responsibility of the students, it is a value. Suppose I am not taking the responsibility of a teacher, just I am not taking the responsibility of students, just I am going to the class, attending the completing the syllabus and coming out, looking at the watch, whether my time has come to go out of the school or not. This is not the moral responsibility of the teacher. This we count as a mere duty. This we count as mere duty. So this responsibility or a kind of values that we have, it is not the written rules. In our lives, there are two types of values we may see. Two types of values or rules. Values are rules are of two types. What are two types? One, written rules. Other one is unwritten rules, non-written rules. In our daily lives, unwritten laws or rules are having more impact than the written laws. Suppose I am walking on the way, I just spit on the side of the road. When I spit on the side of the road, I don't think any police officer will come and catch us or arrest us. I don't think. But the moral responsibility says that I should not spit on the side. It's a matter of public health. Infection or any kind of sickness can get it. So, values we should understand. And the children are coming to the school. It is not only for getting the textbook knowledge. They're not coming to get the textbook knowledge. So in the screen that we see overall everything, it's a kind of values that we supposed to inculcate in our lives. See, what are values? We are seeing, as I said, emotional well-being on value education, and we know exactly what is value. Values are said. What are values? These are firm beliefs. These are firm beliefs and ideals held by a person which determines his or her thoughts and actions. I have spoken to somebody something, whether it has got the value means a kind of approachability is there or not. Suppose a person is talking to me and I am also responding to the person in a proper behavior and I am showing respect towards the person, then I can say yes, my action or my thought is having equilibrium in it. Else it may not be. So therefore it is a firm belief and ideals held by a person which determine his or her thoughts and actions. For example, I am talking to a person with a smiling face and other thing, with a sweet voice. I'm talking to somebody, but in my mind, something is going on against the person. Okay, so action and thought. What is my action? I'm so sweet to talk. In my mind, I am planning something else, or I am remembering something, whether the person hurt me before or something against the person. So there should be an equilibrium, there should be balance. These are the guiding principles which provides basis for individual choice in life. We cannot say, sometimes these values, as we say, values, the values in the place in which I am talking from Darbhanga, the way we look into some of the things, and the people maybe out of Darbhanga or maybe from Patna or from Delhi or out of Bihar, the people, those who maybe look into the values may differ. For example, I can say you, it can be, individual choice. For example, uh, for me, for me personally, I don't like somebody is putting a crossword leg. Okay, because I believe as per our Indian philosophy, God is present everywhere, right? God is present everywhere, so we should respect wherever we sit. For example, elders come and sit, or somebody is in front of us, and we believe God is there everywhere. So, in Indian philosophical way, I think we should not put the leg crossword and sit. But the people from metropolitan city or someone else may think that what's the problem? Suppose I put a crossword leg, what's wrong in it? So it is a kind of individual choice. How do I look into a matter? I the thing I like, it is not sure someone else also will like, or the thing which I don't like does not mean others also will dislike it. So we have a individual choice. Look into here, a kind of core values of core values for well-being or values. We can see one, trust, or we can say a kind of faith or trust. For example, just imagine early morning I got up. Normally, my wife, for example, wife or husband, we don't drink a morning tea. Just imagine that we don't consume a morning tea. But all of a sudden, one day, maybe husband prepared a coffee in the morning and gave to the wife, or wife prepared a coffee and gave to the husband. So when the coffee came to the hand, I'm thinking, till yesterday, it was not the nature I used to get a coffee prepared by my husband or my wife. And when I think about the a day back, it comes to my mind, yesterday night, we had a fight. Yesterday night, we had a fight, and he or she said, I will see to you next day. I will see to you next day. And the coffee that I got it in my hand, okay, for a second, just for a second, if I think, is it not a poison in it? Is it not a poison in it? Suppose for a fraction of seconds, if I think, I have a doubt on that, if I have a doubt on the trust, it's finished. I will not be drinking the coffee even though the coffee is pure and tasty. A trust, a faith is lost. So, in everybody's life, in everybody's life, this trust or faith, it's very, very important. When I look into the school life, the trust between school and the teacher and the school, it should be interlinked, it should be interconnected. So trust plays an important or vital role in everybody's life. As I say, the next one is goal. What is my goal for understanding, value-based life or emotional well-being? I'd like to take you back into one of the movies which we might have seen. What is the movie? The movie is called Three Idiots. Just see, the goals are clashing each other. Goal of the son, Madhavan plays a role of a son, and Madhavan's parents. Madhavan's goal is something else. Parents' goal is something else. Parents' goal is something that their children should get a job which is made by everybody and should have high salary. But Madhavan was looking forward a job which is satisfy him, which gives him satisfaction. So the goals or the dream, that how to fix the goal, or you know or the dream. So when we think about value based goals, or when I think about others emotion, there's a clash between emotional clash. The Children think that let me fulfill the dream of parents. Parents sometimes think that let me, be with the children and support the children to fulfill their dreams. It clashes. So, in order to have good value-based life, or in order to have a well-being, emotional well-being in our lives, goals, setting the goals without hurting somebody is very, very important. And when we see the school as a team, teamwork is having a vital role. That, for example, just imagine that school is a vehicle which is moving. School is a vehicle which is moving ahead. When the vehicle is moving ahead, driver is, maybe the principal, driver is driving. Driver is driving. And some of the teachers or parents are pushing from back towards front. So with the push, the vehicle is going. And some are pushing or pulling back or pushing from front to back, standing in front of the bus and pushing towards back. And some are calm and good in the bus. Some are calm and good. They are just sleeping or just calm and good. See here, the three personalities we see in this teamwork. Three personalities. Therefore, here I have given three types of people here. Heads we see, three types of heads we see. One, as I said, some people are pushing towards front. Some are pushing from front to back. Some are sitting calm and good. So the teamwork says everybody should come out of their comfortability and push for a common purpose, common goal. The teamwork. As an institute, as an organization, school as an institute, school as an organization, everybody should push towards the same direction. That is called teamwork. We should push towards the same direction. That is called the teamwork. Suppose some are pushing towards one direction, some are towards another direction. That will not have any kind of teamwork. And we see this, innovation. What is innovation? I don't think we need to explain a lot about innovation. We tell about hard work. Suppose when we talk about when we talk to the students, we say all students should work hard. All students should work hard. No, working hard is not sure that you will get the positive result. What is working hard? For example, all our two people came in the morning 7 o'clock and they wanted to break a wall. For example, you can see the wall behind. If somebody wants to break the wall, and the theme is what? Hard work. And they have taken the hand, keep on beating on the wall, keep beating on the wall. 2 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock hour, hands start bleeding, and a lot of things are going on. But even after 12 hours, we could see the wall as same as in the morning. There were no changes in the wall. Are they not working? Yes, they are working. What type of work? They are working hard. So when we go to the class, insist the children, rather than doing the hard work, let us do a smart work and innovative work. That's very, very important. Let us do something innovation. Innovative work should be done. Innovative work should be done. For example, in order to break this wall, in order to bang with our hand, there may be JCB, there may be some kind of electronic things and other kind of instruments are available. Use the instrument and break it instead of using the plain hand. This we need to understand what kind of innovation that I have in the classroom. So when I am able to understand others' emotion, when I am able to understand others' feelings, I always think about them and I will think about something different than the present. And as I said, responsibility. Every teacher has got two things in the life. Every teacher has got two things in the life. One duty, another one is called responsibility. One is duty, another one is responsibility. It is my individual choice what I am going to select. It is my individual choice what I am going to select. I am going to select duty or responsibility. If it is duty, That means 7 o'clock I had to reach as a principal, and teachers reaching time is 7 o'clock. So as a principal, I reached 7 o'clock, and everybody's dispersal at 3 o'clock. I also came out of the school at 3 o'clock. This is called duty. What is responsibility? For example, 7 o'clock I had reached 15-20 minutes early. As a teacher, as a principal, just go around the building, go around the classroom, enter into the classroom, see to that classrooms are ready and arranged for the coming students, and make all comfortability properly. And before we leave the school, make sure all works of the day has been completed or not. Windows are closed or not, bulbs are put it off or not, curtains are put or not. A to Z we look into, then we go out of the classroom or out of the school building. This is called responsibility. So I have to decide what should I do. Here we see suppose you are not putting the curtain. Do you think the principal will suspend you or dismiss you? I don't think. Suppose you are not put the curtain, I don't think any principal or the management will dismiss you or suspend you. Suppose you did not put off the light. All students went for assembly, and light and fans are running, and students are out of classroom. I don't think any principal or school management will come and suspend you or dismiss. But the well-being says that it is my responsibility to understand others' feeling, others' need, others, my responsibility. This I have to look into. So as we are seeing, this says, a moral value says that when a person move out of place, in case light or fan something is on, that I should take care of. It is my responsibility. See here, the level, 5 levels we see. In emotional well-being, we see 5 steps. What is the first one? First emotional well-being is individual well-being. Individual well-being. Next one is interpersonal well-being. Or next, community level, national level, global level. So this emotional well-being should start from me. Always we have expectation what? Let others do for me. That's what the former president of America said. You know, don't think, don't think what country has given to you. Think what you have given to the country. Don't think what school has given to you. Think what I can do to the school. Don't think what society has given to us. Think what I can do to the society. So individual concepts, individual level, it is very important, where this compassion, trust, courage, acceptance, joy, sense of freedom, absence of conflicts, takes place. So for every action, individual step is necessary. Whenever I go for a workshop, I ask the teachers, do you think you can change the world? And let me ask you, teachers, just put in the in the chat box, can you change the world alone? You just think no support you are getting. You are not getting any support. Do you think that I can change the world? I can change the world. Do you think that I can change the world? You suppose you say yes, I strongly agree. You suppose you say no, I strongly disagree. Individual person can change the world. Individual person can change the heart. Just look back into our history. Let me ask you, teachers, you might have heard of many great personalities. Many great personalities. For example, APJ Abdul Kalam. He was a single man. APJ Abdul Kalam is not a group of persons. Mother Teresa, an individual person. Abraham Lincoln, individual person. Bhagat Singh, individual person. An individual person can only change. You suppose I think that let others come and help me, then I will start it. No, that will not take place. At interpersonal level, what kind of relation that I have with somebody? What kind of relation that I have with someone? and in the community in which I live, the community in which I live, the communities, that responsibility also I have. Reconciliation or tolerance or mutual respect, healthy family and healthy relationship, appreciation and protection of environment. When I appreciate somebody, someone else also will have heart to appreciate me. Don't think let others, appreciate me, then I will appreciate others. No. First, the hand should be taken out from me. Don't wait for others. Once individual, interpersonal, community level, when it change, when this emotional well-being takes place, then obviously the national will, the country in which I belong to, that also will change. And once this country change, and this country will be a part and parcel of global level where the change begins. So, in order to have change in the entire world, in order to have change in the entire world, what's the basic thing? I am the basic thing. I am the basic thing that I have to start with. If I'm not thinking I should start, that will not take place. See here, constitutional values. What is, Article 51A of Indian Constitution says about constitutional values. Few constitutional values are written here. One, justice, equality, fraternity, freedom, unity of the nation, secularism, protection of natural environment, scientific timber, preservation of heritage and culture, preservation of heritage and culture. So these things, some things are, connected with, we can say, okay, even that is constitutional values, there are many things we will not be punished directly. For example, in the class, when a child is asking some questions to you and you are not able to answer, and the other child has asked and you're explaining why, I am showing a kind of partiality. I'm not, I am showing a kind of partiality. The child A asked the question, I did not clarify. Child B asked the question, I am clarifying it, and there is no justice take place, and I'm showing the partiality. Do you think any action will be taken against? No. But the value says that this kind of, attitude from a teacher, this kind of attitude from a person is not at all expected. And equality, I like to say, for example, equality when it may take place between the gender. Whether boys and girls or children are treated equally in the school or not. Gents teacher and lady teachers are treated equally or not. Gents, other members, supporting members of the school are treated or not. For example, a sweeper who has joined gents may be paid 10,000, and a lady who joins as a sweeper may be paid 6 or 7,000 rupees. Will there be equality? No. When I am giving lot of punishment or correction to girls, I am not giving kind of care and support to the boys, or vice versa. So equality is very much necessary in every step of the teacher's life. Otherwise, the prestige, the respect that we supposed to get, we will not get. Sometimes, directly or indirectly, we are not aware we are violating these things. Some days students are not getting justice, or they are not maybe feeling equality, or maybe fraternity. They should feel that they are one. They just feel that they are one, a oneness, fraternity, friend. No, brotherlyhood, they should feel. We should not have any kind of discrimination. How much freedom we give. Freedom with responsibility, we say. And it's a part of discipline. Freedom with the responsibility is a part of discipline. Discipline is not that the children are keeping silence in the class. That is not the discipline. Discipline means act according to the time. Act according to the time is a discipline. And that is called, a freedom of the child, a freedom of an individual. Acting according to the time. For example, a teacher is asking question to the students, and a child is keeping quiet. It is indiscipline because the child has to answer. It's a lunch time, all are having lunch, and one child has not brought lunch. It is indiscipline. Means this is a time for lunch. I have to bring lunch and I have to be the part of the group where all are having lunch. So, okay, you have freedom. You have freedom to eat or not to eat. You have freedom to eat or not to eat. But does not mean you can, this freedom can be made use for unwanted justifications. It's not for unwanted justification. Unity of the nation. I remember one of the teachers shared me an incident which held in the classroom. There were two boys. You can see here a picture here also, and a child who believes in Islamic religion, a child who may be believing different religions are here. So it's a real story. It happened in one of the schools. In one bench, one child who believes in Hinduism and another child who believes in Islamic religion, they were sitting together. Once the child who believes in Islamic religion brought lunch, and normally what he does, he could not complete the lunch properly, and ate a bag. His mother scolded him thoroughly. Whatever lunch I give him, you should eat. And child could complete only three chapatis out of four. What this child has done, the leftover chapati took and put in the tiffin box of another child who belongs to a different religion. Child went back. The mother opened the bag, everything, and found one chapati was left in the bag. And mother looked at the food, chapati. This chapati is not prepared by me. Then from where he got? Then the child with the smiling, he said, it may be that from my friend, who he might have put. What is his name? He said the name, and the parents understood the child is of Islamic religion from the name. The father was hearing it. Father took the bag and all things, tiffin box, textbook, everything, whatever things were there, they just threw out of the house, and they have taken water and they sprinkled the house. Sprinkled the in the house. And next day the parents went to the principal's office and they started shouting and saying a lot of things. And the principal had to counsel them and had to make them understand what is religion, what is the role of religion in everybody's life. So, unity in the nation, it is not of discriminations. Unity in the nation, it is not of degrading someone. Unity of the nation, it is not of keeping somebody out of place. Unity of the nation, it is not only for the outstanding people of the society. Unity of the nation, it is meant for everybody. If I respect my religion, if I respect my culture, if I respect my color, if I respect my each and every attitude and influence matters of my life, that is equally respectable others too. Therefore, we say in Indian philosophy, Aham Brahmasmi, God stays in me. As a human being, living being, if God stays in me, that means God stays in others also. And so, there's a next word is given, secularism. Secularism. And I want to explain because I said about secularism. And India is known for secularism and protection of natural environment. Now we see lot of earthquakes, climate change, and climate is not constant or predictable. It is not possible to predict. Previously, we used to say that okay, after 15th of May, the summer starts, or June, July, rain starts. Now it is not that. We cannot predict because nature is not having balance in itself. We are exploiting the tolerance of nature. We are exploiting the tolerance of nature. We are here in the nature in order to protect the nature. It is said, if you are cutting down one tree, even though you cannot plant two, at least you plant one. Even though you cannot plant two, at least you plant one. And this nature, it is not only for me, it is for my children, it is for my grandchildren, and it is for their children. Suppose I myself make use of all and misuse all this content of nature, do you think it will be preserved for tomorrow's generation? And we think about scientific timber. This protection of environment and scientific timber, it is interconnected. We talk about globalization and we talk about lot many things, and we need to understand and encourage one thing: in the entire world, this nature is for us. Therefore, the next is also preservation of heritage and culture. Our heritage, our culture, the one of the greatest culture that ever in the world, we can say Indian culture. Indian culture is one of the greatest culture in the world. Are we seeing the same culture among the students now? No. We are westernizing our culture. We are westernizing our culture, and we are always thinking that uh, Western culture is better than us. It is not fact. See here, the Mahatma Gandhi said, if we are to reach real peace in the world, if we have to reach real peace in the world, we shall have to bring with children. The real peace is with the children. Why? Because they are tomorrow's leaders. They are the leaders of tomorrow, not we. Our days are over. They are going to be the leader tomorrow. For that, some internal values are necessary for the better emotional well-being. For the better emotional well-being, we should have some internal values. What is internal value? Peace and harmony. Peace and harmony. Somebody said, it is better to have sports and games instead of war. It is better to have sports and games instead of war. You suppose there's a contradiction between two countries. The two countries can come into the ground, let them play there. The winner can decide what is, instead of taking the lives. Because I am not the source of peace, then I don't have the right to take away the peace. If I am the source of peace, then it's my responsibility to maintain the peace in the world, in the society, in the school, in individually, in the family. And I should be the symbol of harmony. I should be the symbol of harmony. God has created us in a harmonious way. God has created us in a harmonious way. Let me ask you, how many eyes you have? As every living creatures, we have two eyes. When we have two eyes, I am having same vision or a different vision. There's a harmony in me. There's a harmony in me. I am seeing not double visions. I am seeing the same vision at a time. Means God has created me with the harmony, and I should be the symbol of harmony. But we supposed not to be the symbol of disharmony. Right? When I speak, there's a harmonious words in me. Okay. So we should be a symbol of peace and harmony and happiness. It is very easy to make somebody sad, maybe by saying some stressful things or putting somebody in problem. Easily we can take away the happiness of somebody. It is quite tough to make somebody happy or smile. It's very tough to make somebody laugh, somebody smile. Very tough to make. And you know, teachers, the best gift that God has given, ever the best gift that we have got as a human beings, that is smiling. Not a single creature in the world smiles. They may do some kind of expressions. It may look like smiling, but that's not a smile. Smiling, happiness, enjoying, entertainment, these things are meant for human beings. These things are human beings. And happiness can be in different ways and level. And goodness. God is good, God is light, and God is a symbol of goodness and light. Mahatma Gandhi said that if you want to be good, do something good for others. If you want to be good, do something good for others. Automatically, goodness will reflect upon you. Automatically, goodness will reflect upon you. And look into the beauty of others. When we look into somebody, whether I am thinking the person's demerits or I am thinking the positiveness, I should see whether I am seeing the disabilities or I am seeing the abilities. Suppose I want to see the beauty in me, don't think about somebody else. Others may see the disabilities in me, but I should see the abilities of mine. Others may see in others disabilities. Let me open up my eyes and see from now onwards, the world is so beautiful. The world is so beautiful. The people in the world, the creatures in the world, the living things in the world, they are so beautiful. They are so beautiful. Enjoy the beautiness. Enjoy the beautiness. When we enjoy the beautiness in spiritual way, we will be giving thanks to God for creating this wonderful nature. This is called internal values and knowledge. Knowledge, we can say kind of materialistic approach of from the textbook. More than knowledge, we should have wisdom. More than knowledge, we should have wisdom. Mahatma Gandhi said, when children come to the school, when we come to the school, when we think about education, Mahatma Gandhi said, education means internal and external formation. Education means internal and external formation is called education. Where there is peace and harmony, happiness in the life, goodness to see, look into others, beautiness in me and others, knowledge which we acquire. Acquisition of knowledge is a long and continuous process. Acquisition of knowledge is a continuous and long process, and we need to understand that. See, here a teacher is looking at the child and asking, my objective is to have each student become more insightful, compassionate, introspective, and empathetic. In your case, I will settle for quiet. I have a dream. I have a dream. The students in the class of mine should do all things properly. Whatever things I say, that should be done. Whatever things I say, they should follow. Yes, we expect. And at the same time, we have this expectation also. Whatever things I do, that is for the future. I do appreciate this. I do appreciate, and we should have this approach. And at the same time, more than words, we should have our actions. Our actions should speak more than words. Total education should aim at providing knowledge, skills, and values leading to holistic development of the individual. That is called value education. That is called value education, which is based upon emotional well-being. Emotional well-being. It should be holistic development. It's called integral development of the child. Students are coming to the school. It is not for getting the textbook knowledge, my dear teachers. Students are coming to the school for their integral development, holistic development, overall development, where they will have social approach, they will understand the other's feeling, they understand others' emotion, they understand what is love, what is lust, what is good, what is bad, how to behave, how to not to behave, how to approach, how to get something. They learn. For that they come. It is not they're coming to the school for getting the textbook knowledge and write in the examination and get good marks. No. School going years are the formative years in everyone's life. It's a formation years. It's a formation years. It is not for getting the certificates. It's not for getting the certificates. As we see sometime, we have a practice in the schools, what is called non-attending classes. What is this? Non-attending classes. You want to go to the school, you'll get a certificate of metric or +2. Is it a formation? This is not formation. This is diverting students from the proper formation. This is what, creating a, not creating the good future. So formation of everyone's life, you should come to the school and I'm there for you. This feeling should come. Habits, beliefs, and attitude acquired during this period become one's roots and cornerstone for thoughts, choice, actions in later life. Today we learn. Today we learn. Tomorrow it helps. Today we learn. Tomorrow it helps. There's a saying, yesterday was not good. Today it is tough. Tomorrow it will be tougher. And day after tomorrow will be sweet. Many of the people die tomorrow itself. Means we don't want to take a challenge in the life. We don't want to take any challenge. We don't want to make some formation for others. An observation has been said, one of the research has been found out this way. Today there are few teachers to teach my children. Today there are few teachers to teach my children. There won't be many teachers in the next generation to teach. Now we are having lack of teachers. We have MA, BEd, BA, BEd persons with the certificates. We have many people in the society with the graduation with the BEd, PG with the BEd, or PhD with the BEd. They are having certificates, not the teachers. Not the teachers. Emotional well-being says that, or value-based education says that we need real teachers, not the certificate holders. We are certificate holders. We don't have many teachers. Now, today in this session, suppose you are listening to me, reflect today in our lives. Am I a real teacher? Am I a real teacher? Because school education is, in its broader interpretations, preparing students for their adult life so that they become balanced individuals, responsible citizens, and useful individuals for society. This would be incomplete without value education. We cannot think an individual who is balanced. We cannot create a responsible citizen or useful individuals without values, right? In the school, when we look into the subjects, I think almost all schools are having value education or moral science, moral values, some subjects, right? We don't give much importance to these subjects. We don't give much importance to these subjects. Why? It's okay. Even if the child fails or get less mark, it's okay. Let us promote and we close our eyes. In fact, this value education is having a great impact on our life. Great impact. Nobody in this world will ask you after a few years, dear teachers, what is the mark that you got in metric? What is the mark that you got in graduation? What is the mark that you got in PhD? Nobody will ask you. What they will observe, how you have balanced your life, how you are taking your responsibility, how you are useful for the society, that everybody look into. Therefore, the common people of the society became, famous. They became the great and greatest people in the society. How they balance. For example, how Bhagat Singh has balanced his life. When his mother and father said, Beta, now your time has come to marry. He said, Ma, I am already engaged and married. I cannot think any spouse in my life except India. She is my spouse. She is my first one. A life which is dedicated, which is responsible for others, which can be said a useful life for today and tomorrow. Because of such useful personalities, today I can say independent India. Independent. I am having freedom. I'm having freedom. So, teachers, this education without values, nothing. It is nothing. So, this formation of should take place value based, no matter which profession you have, no matter in which profession you belong to. If the profession is value based profession, that means yes, you are something for the society. You are balancing the life. You are eligible to take responsibility and useful for tomorrow. You are useful for tomorrow. Integrating values into the curriculum. How can I integrate my values into the curriculum? When I teach any one of the chapters, how do I interlink that topic with someone? Values cannot be taught like a subject, that is language, history, science, or maths. This can only be inculcated through the situation deliberately planned while teaching various subject or school subjects. For example, all students are moving from one side to another, and one child has done something special. For example, there was a chocolate cover in the veranda. There are many people gone through. Only one child has seen that there's a chocolate packet, picked up and put in the dustbin. Appreciate it. Appreciate. This is called care. This is called awareness. We appreciate many areas, especially curricular activities. Let us be out of this also. Let us understand. It is not that we teach a plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Teach them what is value in it. When Einstein found out E is equal to mc square, he did not think E is equal to mc square will become the disaster for the world. He did not think. He haven't thought about the bad effect of E is equal to mc square. But it became the disaster for the world. E is equal to mc square. Now when I teach the child, I should teach knife is not meant for cutting others' neck. It can be used for operation theater, and can be the instrument of new life. A knife which can be poked in somebody's stomach to take the life, the same knife can be for cutting the in operation theater, which can lead to take life. So subject is also as such. When we teach, we should teach accordingly. And the poem, stories, or examples of great and noble persons, group discussions, debate, case studies, co-scholastic activities, games and sports, etc. are only few examples inculcating values. We say, for example, all schools, those are listening to me, I'm 100% sure 100% schools are English medium schools. Do you know which is the best place where to practice English language? Playground. Playground is the best place where we can practice language, because the children, they express their emotion, they express their feelings, they express their whatever they want, they continuously speak. we should insist the children, this is the place we should come up. It is not that blaming the students, they are good for nothing, or they are not understanding. So just as said about this one famous equation, E is equal to mc square, that become, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki on 6th August 1945, which was the end of, we can say as such, kind of in Second World War time. Okay. So how does it used? Together we can. Individually, the effort should be there. When I take an effort individually, others should join. I should have a heart to join with someone else. It is said, suppose if you can, it can, else we cannot. There was a farmer who grew one winter corn. Each year, in produce reached him a good price at a local fair. One day, newspaper reporter interviewed him and learned something interesting about how he grows it. There's a short story is given. The lesson for each of us in this story we get, if we are to grow good corn, we must help our neighbors grow good corns. Because this, the insects, maybe the house fly or any kind of, flies, dragonflies or anything, it is not only coming to my field, it is going to others' field also. Right? It is not only my house has to be neat and clean, my surroundings also has to be neat and clean. Because the mosquitoes, the house flies, sits first outer house. From outer house, it comes to my house. If my surroundings is not clean, my house also will not be clean, and I will be affected of some kind of sickness. It is not only individual approach. I should have an effort towards, overall approach. Therefore, we say ability to discern and create learning environment, ability to use instructional strategies, sensitivity to the conflict of values that may occur, exhibit intellectual integrity, exhibit empathy and consideration, ability to draw out shy or quiet students, ability to monitor and evaluate. When we think about emotional well-being, these teaching competencies are very much necessary in the class. Emotional well-being says that I should have equal importance of others' well-being as I think of myself. If I get pain, the same way others also get pain when the action takes place to others. When I pinch a child, when I scold a child, when I beat a child, when I use abusing words to a child, कभी कभी हम लोग क्लास में क्या बोलते हैं, गधा कहीं का, इनसे कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, useless. When I use these words, I should think, suppose somebody use these words towards me, what will be the feeling in my heart, what I will feel. This we should understand. That's called emotional. Go fall into someone else's shoe. Fall into someone else's shoe. That will make me give better understanding how others feel. So when I'm going to the class, children traveling from different places and coming to the classroom, they are coming for a purpose. What is the purpose? What is the aim? What is the dream in their life? Let me come to the school. Let me sit in front of Guru. Let me learn something more than what I know. Let me build up my life. Let me build up my tomorrow. Let me have some better dreams. That's the concern they come. And if suppose we are not having intellectual integrity to exhibit, if suppose we are not having empathy and consideration towards them, suppose we are not to draw out shy of quiet students. There are students, you ask 10 questions, they will keep quiet. In every class, we 1 or 2 students we see, they're calm and good. Whatever things happen, they're calm and good. Make them or bring them out of that ability. Monitor and evaluate. Assess them, what it is. Examinations are not just examinations of giving marks. This is an assessment. This is an assessment, not only student. Examination is assessment of not student. Examination assessment of mind. How far I could give something to the children. How far I could give something to the children. For example, I am preparing I want to prepare khichdi and the fire is in the lowest speed. Fire is in the lowest speed. Khichdi takes time to prepare. And if it is kept in the moderate speed, how much is necessary, the khichdi will become proper and tasty in time. I cannot blame the grocery person or the quality of the rice or the quality of the ingredients, whatever I put in the dish to prepare the khichdi. Right? I am monitoring it. How I prepare. See, look, dear teachers, when we think about emotional well-being in the classroom, I like to say, when a person prepares tasty food, we appreciate. Yes or no? We appreciate. What a tasty food. What a tasty food. Beautiful, excellent food. Same ingredients that person also used. Same ingredients that person also used. Only one difference. The concern, the tricks, the attachment was different when that person prepared. That's what happens in the classroom. When I'm thinking about emotional well-being, which is based on moral values, I should think this way. The teacher, those who are going there into the class, my attachment, my approach in the class, how far it is right. That I should see. There, I need to understand the values. I should understand the values in the classroom. Intellectual, social, emotional well-being of students, I should understand. Impact on behavior and attitudes. What behavior and attitude, not only of students, what I present, what they gave it. For this week, say 5 approaches. 1, to know somebody, making judgment, believing, action, or internationalization. How far I'm able to understand somebody, how far I'm making judgment or behaving, action, or internationalization. These things really help us. When we think, a school approach for value education, or school approach, we have thought about, see the process. First, we have thought about individual, then we have thought about, classroom. Now we are seeing the school approach, interactive practices, interpersonal relationship, school activities, rules and regulations, the manner in which events are celebrated. See, when we are celebrating some kind of functions, this is not only celebration. We are showing to the students how to conduct an event, how to be a leader for this competition, how to be a leader for a celebration, how to conduct a meeting. We are showing it. And the harmony within self and others around. Feedback and rule in reinforcement. Not only conducting, we should, understand it. And when the schools fix a curriculum, the school curriculum also should have such kind of, actions or kind of activities, maybe through role play, assembly, clubs, house council, surveys, group studies, reading, projects, debates, or offering kind of social service which can be done in the society. It can be any kind of society things. See here, a value education, when we look into, one is of value education, strong positive relationship, positive dispositions to learning and learning to learning, emotional and spiritual space, calm teaching and learning environment. When we see here, quality teaching, intellectual path, communicative competency, competency for reflection, self-management, self-knowledge. So these things are very much involved when we think about well-being of a person. Well-being of a person, emotional attachment. We see here. See here, a useful definition of emotional well-being we can say is offered by a mental health foundation. What is saying? A positive sense of well-being which enables an individual to be able to function in a society and meet the demands of everyone's life. And I would say it is quite tough. It is quite tough to make everybody happy. It's quite tough to make everybody happy. But at least we can say, even though the enemies are in front, at least they should appreciate, yes, he has done something. It is very common in our lives, maybe anger, beauty, or something. This is very common in my life or daily life, what I have shown the chart, the PPT. So this emotional well-beings that when I put into my life, it should be, we should think, it happens in my life, and this emotional well-being has got great role in my thoughts each and every step. So when we see here, see kind of emotional well-being, it's just as a conclusion I have given here, that is, be a part of happiness and joy. Don't be a distraction for others. Be clear of values. Be clear of positive relationship. My life, I have got to have optimism, not to have, stressful life. My life is all about these things, what I have mentioned in the screen. Maybe self-esteem, self-realization, playing to one's strength, autonomy and competencies, meaning and purpose in my life. Everybody has got meaning in the life. Please try to understand what is the meaning in my life and fulfill it. Dear teachers, as I conclude this session here now, I'd like to say one thing. When we are thinking about emotional well-being, my emotional well-being is connected with not only with me, it is with my surroundings. If I have to be happy, my family has to be happy, my school has to be happy, my society has to be happy, my nation has to be happy, entire world has to be happy. So this can start only from me, and I wish all the best to all teachers, those who are listening to me. Be a starter. Let us begin this happiness and emotional well-being from me, and let it spread to others as the light gives, light to entire room. So I wish all the best to all teachers, and I thank Aryabhatta Sahodaya and its executive members for giving me an opportunity to share my views on emotional well-being. Thanks to Himanshu sir.